we would have anchors debating on why the central government, why the UPA government of the time was not doing what it was supposed to do. Today, the prime time debates are why the opposition is questioning, why the opposition is making false debates, why is Mr. Rahul Gandhi, why is Ms. Moha Moitro, why is the left front talking about, Adani trying to block Adani projects. This is what it's become.
One thing the Modi government literally recoils from is the mention of Adani anywhere.
Because on the day the report came out, I was on a debate, and the way the BJP spokespersons were, already briefed on how to defend Mr. Adani, it's quite crystal clear that they will take it up.
So welcome all to Dint News new podcast. We are discussing Adani today. Basically, there is a 2014 case that is going on against Adani, where he has been accused of a pump and dump scheme. So today we have with us Rohan Mitra from Bengal, who is a political analyst, and Bodhisattva Maiti, who is a senior associate editor from Indian Express. Please watch DYNT, Democratize Your Nation Today. We also have a slogan. Our slogan is Awaken One at a Time. So before we start our discussion, let us give the viewers a brief introduction. On 31st August, the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project disclosed findings that apparently the Rani Group, are using the overseas funds as funds to boost their shareholding in a group companies beyond prescribed limits and manipulate stock prices. So let us go to Rohan Mitra first round comments. Rohan Mitra.
Good evening. Good evening, Abid. Good evening, Maitida. Good evening to all the viewers. Abid, first of all, if you read the report, I would want all your viewers and your readers to go online and read the report. It's quite in depth. In there, the report it's basically about criminals. It says this is a funding. This is an organization which finds criminals across the world. It has about 40 donors, and there is a charge against them that Mr. Soros is a big donor. And I've seen their reporting. They have said that they have Mr. Soros as one of their donors, but he's roughly around 3 to 4%. And they do not allow their donors to have a say on their editorial. So the people who are doubting their credentials and the reporting, this is what they have put it out in the public domain about their own credentials. The second point, it's Mr. Gautam Adani. Today, he's one of the richest men in the world. He's one of the richest Indians. I don't know what is his ranking in the world today, but the Adani Group is a very influential, very powerful, and I would think that it is the de facto number one industrial house of India today, which controls your Indian ports, Indian airports. It has strategic involvement with the Indian government in a lot of overseas projects. I know in Australia they have a lot of interest in coal, and I think when our Prime Minister goes on his foreign visits, on his official foreign visits, there is some involvement of the Adanis, and there is always Mr. Adani's interest which is looked out for. So, bringing that into perspective, since media houses have stopped talking about Mr. Adani, he owns the NDTV today. So, the reason I mention NDTV is not to single them out, but because it is owned by Mr. Adani. And the second point is, this Adani, one of the ex-SEBI chairmen, Mr. UB Sinha, I think his name is, who is now a non-executive director of NDTV. So SEBI was supposed to be, as Abid introduced this topic in 2014, SEBI was investigating charges against Mr. Adani, which is clearly mentioned in that report. And it has, since then, nothing has happened. And when Mr. UB Sinha has retired, now he's got a job with the Adani Group in the NDTV. All these things are important to know because the accusation in this case against Mr. Adani Group is Mr. Vinod Adani, who is Mr. Gautam Adani's older brother, who has very close relationship with two gentlemen. One is from China, and other is from the UAE, and they have gone together. They have created offshore accounts, and they what they have done is they have set up companies which have directly benefited from the Adani Group contracts, and they have pumped in that money back into the Adani Group by buying the shares in that way. So you have to understand, your viewer needs to understand that when there is a excess demand for a particular share, that share price goes up. So when the share price goes up, automatically the valuation of that company goes up. So in this way, the round tripping has been done by Mr. Vinod Adani and his close associates by getting contracts from the Adani Group. The money which has come back to these associate companies, which are in overseas domains, and these companies have bought Adani shares, so the Adani share has gone up, which will increase the Adani wealth. So this is round tripping,
Okay.
and also the acquisition is Mr. Vinod Adani and these close associates. They have, crossed the threshold of 25%. If I'm not wrong, maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong on that part. They have crossed the 25% threshold of ownership, and no promoter group of a public listed company can control so much of their shares. So that again is
Yeah.
a crime in Indian law. So these are the basic facts,
Yeah.
and when this came into the public domain, what we've noticed is for the last 3 days, the Modi government has tried everything possible. They have tried today. They're planning to change the name of India to
Rohan,
Bharat. They before
yeah,
that, yeah,
Rohan, we will discuss. Yeah, we will discuss this in a different way.
yeah. So
So
this
let's
is my understanding of the situation. If I'm wrong, please
yeah, let's
correct me.
let's go to Maitida first. Maitida, your comments on this current share price
Well, I
thing.
think our constraints of this, format, he has given a very nice, overview. The only two things that I would add is that after the Adani revelations were OC, whatever the name of organization that group is. So they also put another report on Anil Agarwal, Vedanta. Incidentally, that report hasn't had even the slight traction that the Adani report has got. I want to draw a different conclusion. Uh, uh, the Adani report obviously hasn't got much traction, although it has spooked me, as Rohan very rightly pointed out. It has spooked the government. We really know how much it is filtering down to them, because the decisive Indian voter is the Hindi voter. Subscribe to the Hindi TV news channels and WhatsApp group, and our Hindi spectrum is completely silent for obvious reasons. Now, if even the Adani story, which has got some traction in English print, Indians understand small time corruption. So the policeman who takes on the street, fourth class of government staff takes a bribe. These are corruptions.
But big ticket corruption just doesn't register in the minds of demographic dividend.
So we listen to Maitida, and Maitida is having a lots of issues with his mic. Rohan Mitra, we are seeing a different kind of political nexus here. In 2012 only, the government of the time, the UPA government, they went after Adani in 2012. I think at that point he was somewhere around 696. But once Narendra Modi came to power, all hell has become heaven for Adani. Can you please shed some light on the political nexus of Adani and Modi?
Abid, the first and foremost here is it's quite clear. Mr. Adani played a significant role in what Mr. Modi is today. Let's just put everything out there. Since from the time Mr. Modi became the CM of Gujarat, there was a mutually beneficial relationship between Mr. Modi and Mr. Adani. And as we've seen in Indian politics, I should not put anybody outside of this bracket. Every political party has benefited. See, I come from a Congress thinking, so I'll be transparent with your viewer. So I will not say that it has not happened in the Congress days, that, industrialists and the Congress government, or in various states, regional parties have had very good relationship with industrial houses. So the relationship which started with Mr. Modi and Mr. Gautam Adani started in Gujarat. It's you and me and Maitida, we are Bengalis. So there is always this inclination for Bengalis to be more friendly and more understanding and culturally at place about our ambition and about our thinking about what is going on, about our politics. So Mr. Adani and Mr. Modi culturally have a very solid foundation already. From there, I'm guessing that what I understand is Mr. Adani has put a lot of contribution into Mr. Modi's campaign of 2014 and even before. If you remember, during the early phases, when this whole social media bubble really started, the Facebook, or even for that matter, I think Twitter started off first, and then Facebook took over. And I think it was the BJP and the BJP alone which had the most prominence, and it was very well funded by corporates. And by corporates, I would mean Mr. Adani. So that is the relationship which started, and Mr. Adani took a gamble on Mr. Modi, and Mr. Modi became the prime minister, and that gamble really paid off for both of them. So that is where this whole relationship started, and then they went to Australia. I think Australia was the first big move from Mr. Adani to as a corporate in the world scenario. And after that, you've seen all this Modi government has been big on infrastructure. But this whole thing about infrastructure, most of the biggest infrastructure projects of India has gone to Mr. Adani. And Mr. Adani has made sure that the BJP, if you see the BJP's balance sheet, it is showing 6,500 crores. And the next best, I think, would be the Congress, which is at 900 crores. So the difference in the official wealth of two political national parties is quite significant. And this wealth, I would think, largely comes from Mr. Gautam Adani. So coming from Mr. Gautam Adani, so it's obvious, as Maitida was reflecting to, which I wanted to reflect as well. As soon as this OCCRP report became public after the Hindenburg, we've seen Mr. Modi and his government going everywhere. Like, they started with One Nation, One Poll. They made the ex-president of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind, the head of the committee. One Nation, One Poll gimmick they're going to do. They're going to do a special session of the parliament where their media houses are talking about, we are going to have the UCC, we are going to have the reservation bill, we are going to have... Today, the new topic is that India's name is going to be changed to Bharat. So, what is the point? India, in our Indian constitution, says that India wishes to be known as Bharat. So, I mean, it's just trying to create diversion so that, as Sir said, there was also the Vedanta case, again, which is being taken out of the mainstream media, so that people of India focuses on issues which the Modi government wants the people to look at, and not look at issues. And the mainstream media, the English media, the Hindi mainstream, which has the maximum viewership, they are completely in tow with the Modi government, except a few channels, which was very different during the UPA era. During the UPA time, the prime time was on issues against the central government. We would have anchors debating on why the central government, why the UPA government of the time was not doing what it was supposed to do. Today, the prime time debates are why the opposition is questioning, why the opposition is making false debates, why is Mr. Rahul Gandhi, why is Ms. Mahua Moitro Why is the left front talking about Adani trying to block Adani projects? This is what is it's become, and we are talking about issues like Hindutva issues. Like yesterday, the whole day the debate was about Sanatan Dharma. Today it is about name changing from India to Bharat. Tomorrow I don't know what will come. So this is like, and then you see the whole debate becoming about G20, about chest thumping, 56-inch Narendra Modi ki jai ho, BJP ki jai ho. This is what is going to happen. So it is important, like independent people like you who have a viewership, who want to reach out to the people who want to hear what are the facts against this present Modi government. Create your have these kind of broad
Okay,
shows
Ma-
where our views are expressed.
Rwanda. Yeah, Rwanda. We now go to Maitida. Maitida, Rohan has kind of talked about the political nexus, but he has forgotten one thing, that in 2002 only, Modi was using the resources of Adani to create his political machinery.
So, two things that have to be said. One is a slight reminder to what Subramanian Swami claimed about a month ago, that uh, Adani is ill. He obviously makes these wild claims quite often, and he is a loose cannon. So it is very difficult to base anything on what he claims. However, let's just look at what he said. He said that Adani's wealth is not actually Adani's wealth. It is actually somehow it is Modi's ill-gotten wealth that Adani has been given the responsibility of taking care. Broadly, that is what he has claimed. Now, we know this much, that the one thing the Modi government like literally recoils from is the mention of Adani anywhere. Modi himself never, 7 years, he has not mentioned in a recorded situation the name of Adani, right? So he therefore the BJP are thoroughly spooked by the idea of Adani's name being uttered anywhere. Right. Now, to go back to 2002, uh, we had some relationship with Adani even from what we hear, but it is hearsay. What we know for certain is that after 2002, there was perhaps in India for the only first time, a response from the business class against the whatever had happened in Carnage, and it was led by Ratan Tata. Now, as a result of which, Ratan Tata publicly declared that he denounced Modi, and as a result, a lot of other big ticket investors, they held back. Then what happened is that Gujarat had its own chamber of commerce involving a lot of Gujarat is full of businessmen, so a lot of businessmen, but of course with Adani as the focus. So the Gujarat Chamber of Commerce passed a resolution that they are going to support Modi no matter what, and that then they kind of made a demand of Tata, he should withdraw his statement, and otherwise he is not going to get benefits from the state, etc., etc. Happened a couple of years later. Tata quietly went and attended that Chamber of Commerce event, where he joined the chamber and he promised some investments and withdrew his statement. that opened gates. Now Modi he came to power through a palace coup by dethroning Kushabhau Patel of BJP, who was the chief minister. So he was always on a sticky wicket. But now with the help of the Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and the various Gujarati men, he made his case an issue of Gujarati pride, which is what has continued all through. And it is a template that, because of its success, now he has applied everywhere else in India. So up to 2019, it used Modi. If you abuse Modi, it is an abuse of India. Now it is, if you abuse Adani, it is a right. But whether this last throw of dice, whether it is successful or not, that we don't know, because
Okay.
there is some fight back that we are on this topic on the topic that we are getting to see across the Hindi belt. Okay, we are with you on Hindutva and everything, but don't even try to equate Adani with it. It's a limited scope.
Okay.
There is something there, but that is about it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take the viewers to the facts of the case. First and foremost, who are the foreign investors. The foreign investors in these funds were Nasser Ali Shaban Ali from UAE and Chang Chung Ling from Taiwan. Their investment was routed through 4 companies that owned or controlled and GOF, a Bermuda-based investment fund. The value of the investments of the 2 investors in Adani stocks was around $430 million in March 2017, about 2,795 crore. In January 2017, these 2 investors together held 3.4% of total shares in Adani Enterprise, 4% in Adani Power, and 3.6% in Adani Transmission. Now, let's understand how what are the acquisitions. The accusation is that these funds were fronts for Vinod Adani to acquire group company shares over and above what he already held in the Adani companies. And this is in clear breach of the 75% ceiling as said by Rohan Mitra of the stipulated by the security contract regulation rules. The Vinod Adani shareholding goes over 78% in January 2017. And basically, Vinod Adani he created front where he was getting kickbacks in advisory fees from EIFF, EMRF, and GOF between June 2012 and August 2014. They received $1.4 million in advisory fees. Okay, so this is actually a huge scam, and all the investigations that they have, the data that has come forward is basically still 4 years old, 5 years old. Actually, right now, the nature of this scam, this pump and dump scheme that has always been in share market everywhere. Like many would say, why are you discussing this from the Bhakt point of view? Since Adani apparently also is part of New Bharat's, foreign business entities, and there's a report or the narrative that has been espoused by the media that Modi and Adani friendship is important because Adani is investing or controlling some key strategic entities to help Indian cause in the foreign space. So even from that perspective, the amount, this scam is unprecedented. Okay, like this is insider trading of different level altogether, and we still don't know what kind of scam these people did in the first case that came up this year. So last comments. First and foremost, we go to Rohan Mitra, and then we go to Maitida.
Hey, first of all, when you say last comments, I mean, this is going to be an ongoing debate, whenever till if Mr. Modi is the Prime Minister and the information on the public domain, the optics in the public domain with Mr. Gautam Adani is always going to be a key topic. The opposition must, and as it has, but as I would think, I feel a bit of reluctance from certain INDIA alliance, alliance members, the India alliance members. Certain members like Mr. Sharad Pawar, perhaps he has a very wonderful relationships, and I hear his family owns significant amount of Adani shares. So nobody likes to see their wealth go down. So yes, there are going to be a lot of differences coming up. I mean, Mr. Adani has a lot of investment in opposition rule states as well. He's even in Bengal, he has a significant investment which is coming out. We've seen Mr. Gautam Adani's son, I think his name is Karan Adani, who has come to Bengal and he's shared the dais with the Honorable Chief Minister. So, there's a lot of differences about topics because there is a lot significant amount of money involved. As you said, when money is involved, when people have information about, I'm talking about, see, now in today's day and age, it's about delivering for the government. So if it's a problem in the national level, they might target the Modi government. But when it comes down to individual cases, when Mr. Adani is investing in Chhattisgarh, he's investing in Rajasthan, he's investing in Bengal, he's investing in other states as well. So the point is the opposition alliance needs to focus on what it wants to do going ahead because Mr. Modi and the BJP are going to defend Mr. Adani. Because I was shocked because on the day the report came out, I was on a debate and the way the BJP spokespersons were, already briefed on how to defend Mr. Adani, it's quite crystal clear that they will take it up. So my last comment is India is heading towards a very important election. I mean, if 2024, I mean, I am clearly against the BJP ideology and the BJP government. So I believe that, going forward, if the BJP were to win, like the way they won in 2014 and in 2019, the India, you, me, and even Maitida might have grown up, might be a very different India in 2020, post June 2024. So if the population of India, which has grown up seeing our democratic rights being our greatest, strength, where free speech and where the government was questioned on everything instead of the opposition being questioned. So it's important that people realize that there's going to be a lot of diversionary tactics coming up. So what are the key topics, key issues which the people of India want to take forward, and the parties and the leaders who are the face of this opposition, they need to decide and decide quickly and make the right call. And if it's Mr. Adani, if it's Mr. Agarwal of Mr. Vedanta, or any corporate who is benefiting, quid pro quo with the government, they need to be taken to task.
Okay. Thank you for the last comments. So whatever we understood is from the panelists today that there is a dangerous kind of political nexus that is active, and it is not only Adani which is a problem, even Ambani is a problem. And we also see both the panelists talk about Anil Agarwal, who is the owner of Vedanta, and Vedanta is creating new issues every day. In Orissa, activists have been taken up, and they might have been detained illegally. So all in all, India is facing a different kind of onslaught. And the word on the market also is like this, that the reason why there's so much scrutiny towards Adani is because Ambani is apparently not liking the rise of Adani. So this kind of scrutiny is there in the market, especially among those who trade, who are day traders. So another point that we need to figure out, as Rohan said and Maitida said, that the India alliance needs to make it stand clear regarding Adani. They can't criticize Adani at the center, but at the same time engage with Adani, where he is engaging in all kinds of problematic deals, especially in Bengal, Chhattisgarh. There was a issue in Farakka, near Farakka, where mango trees were being cut for Adani's project, and the left front as well as the ISF MLA Naushad Siddiqui has voiced their opinions and protest against that. So thank you for watching today's episode. DYNT is trying to bring you new versions of history as well as events that have happened in the past. Today we're discussing something that has actually taken place in 2014, and for more than 8-9 years the media hasn't scrutinized Adani in the way we are trying to scrutinize now. Please watch Dint, subscribe to Dint, and like, share our video so that Dint News can bring you such critical analysis from time to time. Thank you for watching.